My grandmother on my mother's side, for example, took me to buy my first pair of tefillin when I was about to be bar mitzvah. She took me on the subway a long distance in New York, and we got out of the subway, and there was a woman sitting on a park bench, and my grandmother spoke to her in Yiddish, and a light bulb went off in my head. What is this? In the United States of America, you can just assume that your conversational partner will be fluent in Yiddish. And they spoke in Yiddish because my grandmother needed instructions as to how to find the place. My grandfather, like so many new immigrants, pushed a push cart in New York City, selling mostly metal, but sometimes bananas. And he never spoke English, and it was difficult to communicate with him. He davened every morning, he went to shul every Shabbat, he read the Forward, the Yiddish newspaper, Der Tag perhaps. And my grandmother, however, learned enough English that we could communicate with her. My grandmother had stories about life in Poland. She was a big influence on the family. It was my grandmother living in Poland that somehow figured out that life would be better in the United States. And she was the reason why the family, meaning her husband and their children, they had 2 at the time, eventually 7, moved to the United States.